In 8th century BC China, a 67-year blood-soaked power struggle reshaped the fate of the Jun state. 5 Jun rulers were killed, 1 exiled, an event known as Quwò Replacing Yì during the spring and autumn period. This video combines archaeological discoveries and historical records to reconstruct this fratricidal conflict within the Jun aristocracy. 2003. Shaanxi Provincial Cultural Relics Bureau received reports of tomb raiding in Yangshi village. Experts were alarmed. The village lies 3.7 kilometers from the Quwò site, a burial complex of 9 Jin rulers. Could the raided tomb belong to Jin nobility? Archaeologists rushed to the raided site. But severe looting damage had stripped the tomb of archaeological value. Fragments of charcoal and bronze identified it as a spring and autumn period stone and charcoal tomb, a burial type reserved exclusively for nobility under the era's rigid social hierarchy. As aristocratic tombs often cluster in family groups, archaeologists expanded their survey around the raided site. A startling discovery followed: a cluster of spousal tombs near the looted grave, with the largest stretching 50 meters. This zhong-shaped structure featured dual tomb passages, a defining characteristic of spring and autumn period feudal lords. Notably, the longest royal tomb at Quwò measures just 33 meters. Radiocarbon dating confirmed the earlier 8 Jin ruler tombs had geo-shaped layouts with only a single passageway. The unprecedented scale prompted archaeologists to formally report findings to Shaanxi Provincial Cultural Relics Bureau. June 2005. With approval from Shaanxi Provincial Cultural Relics Bureau, archaeologists commenced excavation. Strange phenomena again and again. By August, after mapping the tomb's structure, workers cleared the surface soil layer, revealing a shocking sight: 248 sacrificial pits densely clustered above the tomb. These pits contained remains of cattle, horses, pigs, and sheep, layered chronologically. Most startlingly, 10 human sacrifices were identified, an extreme rarity in the spring and autumn period, when ritual human sacrifices had largely faded. Why such an anomaly? One certainty remained: only a state ruler could command such a grand sacrificial system. Clearing these pits took archaeologists 3 months. Normally, ancient tomb stratigraphy follows distinct layers: surface soil, red soil, backfill layer, rubble layer, charcoal layer, finally, the coffin chamber. However, archaeologists uncovered an anomaly. The tomb's backfill layer contained intermixed rubble and charcoal. This disturbance indicated that the rubble and charcoal layers near the coffin chamber had been extensively churned. Undeniable proof of tomb raiding. Typical robbery tunnels cause only localized damage to a tomb's soil structure. This tomb exhibited destruction spanning its entire burial chamber, meaning someone had openly excavated the full site, looted its burial goods, and hastily refilled the cavity. Given the sheer scale of looting, was there still value in continuing the archaeological excavation? Archaeologists deduced the tomb was looted in remote antiquity, given the intact red soil layer. Tomb raiding, an ancient profession, emerged alongside lavish burials and persisted throughout history. Notable figures even institutionalized it. Trao of the Three Kingdoms period established specialized tomb raiding roles: tomb raiding commandant, gold seizing colonel.
钟德，我料定你必来。
When Dao, a military governor during the Five Dynasties, is condemned by historians and archaeologists as China's most destructive tomb raider, guilty of crimes echoing through millennia. As the military administrative chief of Chang'an, he openly plundered old Tang imperial tombs. Only at Qinling Mausoleum did he halt due to sudden storms and advisor protests. Liu Yu, puppet emperor of the short-lived Great Qi regime during the Song transition, appointed sand-sifting officers. After looting northern Song imperial tombs, he burned surface structures to conceal evidence. So, who dared to openly excavate this grand tomb? Modern stratigraphic analysis revealed the looting occurred prior to the Han dynasty, likely shortly after the ruler's burial. If accurate, who would brazenly desecrate a state ruler's tomb? The excavation team had already invested significant time and resources. A completely emptied tomb would deliver a devastating blow to their efforts. One day, a shout erupted from archaeologists working 8 meters below ground. The coffin chamber's side compartment had revealed a layer of pristine jades, exquisite Huang pendants, coiled dragons, and by discs. Yet conspicuously absent were bronze artifacts. Bronze ding, quintessential symbols of rulership in the spring and autumn period, should have dominated the chamber. Only one conclusion held: looters had stripped old bronzes. A lone bell fastener from a chime confirmed this. Why were the jades spared? Experts argue jade signified personal wealth, but bronzes symbolized state power. The raid's purpose wasn't theft, it was an act of retribution. The Chinese revere ancestors, and desecrating graves is deemed an unforgivable sacrilege. Yet historical precedents exist. Was Xu, seeking vengeance for his father's execution, exhumed King Ping of Chu's-Tum during the late spring and autumn period, flogging the corpse in rage?
为我家破人亡，为我几经生死。
Soon, the Jin ruler's remains validated suspicions. After 2 millennia, his skeleton emerged, headless, lying supine in the coffin. A second jade layer beneath the coffin base, surpassing even the side chamber's treasures. A jade mask resting near his feet, more exquisite than any from Quwò. Normally, jade masks adorned the deceased's face. Why was this one displaced? As workers cleared the chamber's corner, a human skull appeared. Synthesizing evidence, experts concluded. Shortly after burial, the ruler's body had been decapitated above the collarbone with blade precision, his skull discarded in the chamber. Who was this mutilated ruler? Scholars rapidly reached consensus based on tomb structure, radiocarbon dating, and geographic positioning. The tomb's occupant was likely one of 2 figures: Marquis one of Jin or Huan Shu of Quwo. Who are they? Let us now dust off long-sealed historical records to unravel this little-known saga, and finally find the answers to all these mysteries.